My sad story about losing my V-card. It was 2008. I'm in the ninth grade. The last bell rang the sound of freedom to start the weekend. I walk out into the hallway, and my girlfriend's best friend hands me a note and swears she didn't read it. I get seated on the bus, and I open the folded note that I still have next to me. I want you to come to see me at my house tonight. I will text you when my parents are asleep. My brother is staying the night at his friend's house, so we can have some alone time. We were going to be together forever because we had fallen in deep love through our 2-month relationship. We got detention for kissing in the hallway, and our MySpace pic was of us kissing. We called each other every night and had dirty talks the night before, so I'm hoping in my mind that tonight she wants the real deal. As soon as I get home, I get into my dad's truck and steal all the change out of the cup holder and the half-pack of Marlboros from the passenger seat. I Google how to have the deed, how to turn a girl on, how to please a girl in the deed, how you know if a girl is horny. I was 1.5, of course. I had watched plenty of Korn and wasn't completely dumb to the idea of the deed, but I wanted to have knowledge because I was innocent, like Grace was. If you are still watching, subscribe to the channel or I'll break your back. At 7:30, I put my earphones in and play My Chemical Romance on my iPod Nano, light up a cigarette, and start riding my skateboard into town. Flipping my long hair so I could see, I headed into a gas station and grabbed a box of protection, laid them on the counter and started counting out $3.85 or something like that, with my quarters, dimes, and pennies. Yes, I was ducking broke. A voice behind me said, "At least you're buying those, and not diapers." I turned around, and it was Grace's dad's police officer friend who had come over to drink beer with him. I panic and come up with, "Yeah, I heard you can fill them with enough water to fill an entire bathtub." He laughs and says, "Yeah, and they would keep me from arresting Grace's dad when he knocks you out for getting her pregnant, too." I begin to really panic and leave the gas station, thinking about what would happen if he told Grace's dad. We would have to break up, and I wouldn't lose my V-card to my hot girlfriend. I played with myself, thinking about it every night for the past 2 goddamn months. Enough meeting at the skate park French, kissing for 2 hours at night, leaving with a boner hard enough for a blacksmith to use as an anvil. I was ready to pound it on this chick and be with her forever. She was all I thought about. I had her name carved into the grip tape of my skateboard and her notes, which smelled like her perfume, in my Vane's shoebox under my bed. She borrowed my hoodie and wore it during school. It smelled like her when I returned it. Holding her hand everywhere we went, we always had fun times that I still smile about to this day. They're asleep. Let me know when you get here. I sneak to her window, and she opens it. I climb through the bush and hop in there. Grace's bedroom smelled like perfume and burnt hair. Deft tones were playing on the radio, just loud enough that her mom wouldn't walk down the hall to ask her to turn it down. She is wearing a tank top and short shorts, doing her makeup and straightening her hair for me. Looked so beautiful. Her eyes were looking into mine, her hands shaking as were mine. We lay on her bed and started making out, leading to the first time we did the deed. I may sound like a pervert for saying it now, but duck me, was it amazing? She looked incredible, and we enjoyed each other. When we are done, I shove the used condom in my pocket. We kiss for an hour, and we sneak out to smoke. I kiss her and tell her I will call her when I get home. I get home and try calling her, getting voicemail every time. I text her and say, "I love you. I left the condom wrapper on your floor somewhere to get rid of it," and don't get a response until 2 hours later, saying, "Come back over." I try calling again and get voicemail and get a text saying, "Phone keeps hanging up. Just come over, baby." So I say, "Okay, wait by your window." When I get there, I sneak up to the window and hear Grace screaming at her mom. I get ready to hide on the side of the house when I am slammed into the ground and held down. "Boy, if I ever see you around my daughter again, I will beat the shit out of you. Get the duck out of my yard!" He picks me up and pulls me by the arm until we are in the road and shoves me and makes me fall. I look back and see him pick my skateboard up and sling it way above me, hitting the road far away from me. I grab it and skate like I had a ducking tiger chasing me. The next morning, my mom and dad banged on my bedroom door and told me they got a call from Grace's parents and told me they found a condom wrapper and that I had been making her smoke cigarettes with me. An embarrassing argument ended up being no laptop and no phone for a ducking month. Grace's parents pulled her out of public school, and her best friend passed notes to Grace and me, telling us how much we loved each other and that we would figure out a way to see each other, but we didn't. She switched to a private school, and her parents watched her like a hawk. Grace's friend stopped giving me notes for a week, and one day, she told me Grace wanted to break up. As soon as I get home, I grab the house phone and call her, and crying convinces her mom to hand Grace the phone. She is crying too, explaining that her mom found the notes and wanted us to end it until her dad grabbed the phone and said goodbye and hung up. When I finally got my laptop and phone back, I cried, listening to the voicemails she sneaked, crying in all of them, telling me she loved me and she never wanted to lose me. I was heartbroken through all this. To this day, she believes her parents' ducking overacted. I discovered she ended up with a preppy boy a year later when I added her when Facebook became a thing. Had a few photos of her sitting on the couch with him and was dressed completely differently. Her music interests were ducking pop music. Her parents approved of this fag. Sorry, this is what we referred to them as, and I had to move on. Grace's parents molded her into the perfect girl they wanted, and I stayed the same, and our paths split. All because the cop-a-hole called her dad and told him about seeing me buying protection and didn't like me because I was busted ding-dong ditching with friends a year before that. My wife made me get rid of all the notes, but I kept a few. So that is my lost V-card love story. I hope it occupied your time. Comment below how you lost your V-card. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would be appreciated.